Welcome back to Jim's Movies and Junk. I'm the notorious JIM.
And I'm Julian.
And we've been gone for far fucking too long. I don't have no idea what to say. It's been so fucking long. Jesus, right?
Has Jesus come back in the time we've been gone?
But yeah, a lot of stuff happened.
Are we finally getting that gritty reboot of Jesus they've been talking about?
Oh, yeah. The gritty reboot directed by Frank Miller.
Yeah. He's meaner than ever. He's killing people this time.
He's all square-jawed with band-aids on him. And ninjas are in it.
Yeah.
They have ninjas in it. It's Frank Miller.
Prostitutes.
Jesus, you're one.
Yeah, Mary Magdalene's going to show up because we need a prostitute because of Frank Miller.
Was it The Savior Returns?
Yeah. The Dark Knight returns his gifts.
All right, I'll just get into it. We'll talk about a movie I saw recently because, we are Jim's Movies and Junk. We talk about movies every once in a while. It's kind of our bag. Let's talk about the Lego movie. I just recently saw the fucking Lego movie. Pretty awesome. You remember back in the day when you were a kid and you just mixed your Legos up?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember being a kid, I had a pirate ship. And it got me also one of those little spaceship rocket things.
Yeah.
I remember taking the little satellite from the rocket thing and putting it on the pirate ship. Because why not? Why can't a pirate ship have a satellite?
I remember making stuff and, it'd be a castle. And it'd be, a castle wall that's got, blue and red and shit in it. It's got colors that shouldn't be there.
Just throw all this shit together.
Yeah,
make whatever you want. Yeah, you have knights riding in fucking, moon landing buggies and stuff. Just put it all together. That's basically what the movie's about. I can't get too deep into the film, but it deals with a regular construction worker, fucking Lego character who just goes through an adventure to different worlds in Lego world, and it's all about creativity. It's all about finding what you like to do and experimenting and not following the instructions.
Is that literally the tagline? Don't follow the instructions?
Yeah, don't follow the instructions. Because, he's a construction worker and he builds buildings and stuff by the instructions to come with it. And that's what the whole thing's about. It's about you not following the instructions and doing whatever the fuck you want.
Okay, you can cut this out, but I feel like the ending of the movie is going to be, nobody follows the instructions anymore, so we got buildings with dinosaurs on them and shit like that.
What stuff happens at the end of the movie? I can't really go too deep into it, but by the end of the movie, someone does question, why the fuck Batman's, flying this weird-ass rainbow-looking jet thing. And, it's all sorts of crazy. You mix things up, you put, the whole worlds, different worlds, they're all blending in together, so you get, a lot of fucking, people show up, too, as well, just to throw it out there. A lot of people, get a lot of cameos for, the Justice League, you get Dumbledore in it.
Morgan Freeman.
He plays a character. I can't think of the name of his character he plays, but he's similar to Dumbledore.
Mm-hmm.
But Dumbledore is actually in the fucking movie as well as a douchebag Superman.
The way he should be.
Yeah.
the way God intended.
Even more douchebag Batman. It's played by Will Arnell.
People are saying he did a good Batman. He was a good Batman voice.
He was awesome Batman. In fact, they're doing a sequel to it. And they actually greenlit a sequel before the movie even came out. I feel it should only be just this one film. But if they ever do a sequel, it should just be nothing but Batman. But yeah, they should literally make a Lego Batman movie, man. I'm telling you. I mean, he was funny in it. It wasn't just all about, of course, the main character, but the way he played out and him being a part of the team, and it was funny. I did have a lot of people in the film I didn't expect to be in the film. I didn't look up the film before I saw it, and I wasn't expecting fucking what's his name? Taken.
Oh, Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson's in the fucking film as a side bit character, but you would never expect. You hear his voice, are you serious? Is that fucking Liam Neeson? It doesn't make any sense for him to play the character. Of course, Morgan Freeman's in it. Got Will Ferrell in it. I mean, it was just a great film. I enjoyed it. Thought it was really fun. I can't go into spoiler territory with the film, but I know you'll enjoy it a lot. Wherever you get around to seeing it.
Well, I'm going to watch it anyways. I watched damn near everything.
Yeah, but just one little minor spoiler for anyone who wants to see this film. I went into it thinking it was going to be a kid's movie. It basically was. It has a lot of adult humor in it and a lot of stuff that you'll only catch if you're a comic book fan or whatever. But closer on the end, they dropped the fucking spirit bomb of Phil on me. I didn't know how to deal with it.
Like literally the spirit bomb, or just
no, just like something happens close around the end of the movie, and it was just like it was Toy Story 3, like feels.
Oh.
And it was all right. Just tell you a quick little story. I went to go see it with my girlfriend, and of course you know my girlfriend. I still know my girlfriend. I want to say her by name. If you do know my girlfriend, stay the fuck away from her. No.
He's just showing off everybody. Look who's got a girlfriend. No.
I'm a nerd. I still got a girlfriend. Oh, look at that. Oh, she's not nerdy, but whatever. We can't all be perfect.
Luckily, she doesn't listen to this.
So, yeah, I went with my girlfriend, and we actually went to see the movie with her, expecting not to like the movie, but only going because she loves me and shit, right? She has to put up with my bullshit. And she ended up enjoying it way more than I expected. She was laughing out loud more than the kids were. Because a lot of the jokes they were saying and stuff, and a lot of stuff that was happening in the film was really geared towards kids. And out of nowhere, as I'm enjoying it with her, fucking, like I said, a spirit bomb full of feel hit me from this movie. And when it hit me, I was like, oh my God, I wasn't ready for this. And she like kind of gasped. Then she looks at me. She looked at me like, this motherfucker's gonna cry.
Was it like when I went to go watch Ratatouille with my then girlfriend, and the inn showed up, and I was like, don't you fucking look at me? Don't you look?
Yeah. She's looking at me like, oh my God, he's gonna cry. And like sitting there, like trying to be tough as possible, like head down, trying to look mean. Like I never asked for this.
Yeah.
And it was so ridiculous, man. Like yeah, he got to me. The ending of the movie really got to me. Just that.
So it sounds like a good movie then.
Yeah, just that alone, I only earned it 5 stars, man. I don't normally pass out 5 stars, but just that alone got it 5 stars.
I mean, despite the fact that it's got like a 98 on Rotten Tomatoes,
yeah.
Which means so it's not like, oh, this is a good movie. It's a fucking unpopular opinion.
Yeah, it's not like I'm fucking putting this on my ass. It's just my opinion, and you can just fucking deal with it. No, it's actually really a good movie, and it feels like even the stuff that you might not like about it. It doesn't play well, like some of the stuff seems too childish or whatever. By the end of the movie, everything all makes sense, and everything just feels like, oh, it's perfect. It's too perfect. Like I don't want a sequel to this movie because it's so good.
Jesus.
I just want to see more Batman and Superman.
Well, you'll get Will Arnett later this year when he's in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Oh, he's one of the Turtles?
No, he's like April's boss or something. If you remember the cartoon,
yeah.
You remember April? She had a boss who was like some nerdy guy, and she had Irma, the chick with the glasses that worked with her.
Yeah, well, what's up with that, by the way? Have you seen the Turtles?
Yeah, it's strange to say the least. It's like, on one hand, I don't hate it, which is probably not a popular opinion, to not hate the new designs.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it feels like whatever they're doing with it just doesn't go. I mean, maybe I'll have to see it in action. Like, looking at pictures, it's too much of a flat, 3D rendering.
Yeah.
And maybe in motion it'll look a lot better. But I don't know. I'm not optimistic, but I don't know. I'm going to watch it anyways. Like I said earlier, I watch everything, so.
Shredder looks badass.
He looks complicated. Like, it looks like Shredder has to, if he's going to fight the Turtles, has to get ready, an hour ahead of time.
Hell yeah. All right, let's say he gets all that armor on, right? All those blades, and he has to take a shit.
Oh, man.
They is just fucking ruined.
He's, all right, here's the gloves, and then, you know what, fuck it. I'll hold it.
I like the fact they look like turtles, but I think they look too big. They were going for linebackers. I understand that, but they look too big, and I like the fact they look different. Like certain ones are bigger than the other ones.
I mean, that's fine. I'm even fine with them being big. They are mutants after all.
Yeah.
Like, the hell, there's no rules as to how things mutate.
Yeah.
But it's just sort of like the little touches they added to him, like Donatello with his glasses and shit. Like, I can't go with that. Michelangelo looks like a girl.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It's weird. It's okay at times and weird at other times.
Yeah, are you looking forward to it at least?
No, it's a Michael Bay movie.
Yeah,
so.
Which gets to Transformers. Let's talk about Transformers for a moment. I know you saw the Super Bowl spot they did on it.
Yeah, I didn't watch the Super Bowl, but I watched the the trailer.
I saw it in real time watching the Super Bowl, kind of half-ass watching it, and I don't know. It's like I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it would be the best of the four, just because there's no more Shia LaBeouf. It looks like they're gonna do
Their own
more
story.
Transformer shit. But at the same time, it's like, these other movies haven't built up any kind of a goodwill to where I would give a shit. And then you have stuff like the Transformers look, I don't want to say complicated, but I don't know, they just look weird now. It's like they got too much going on. The giant T-Rex that they showed Optimus riding around on,
Yeah,
like he didn't, I don't know, he just looked super complicated. Like unnecessarily complicated. It's sort of how like when the Transformers first came out
yeah,
and nobody was on the side of the fucking redesigns.
yeah.
I feel like it's just more of that. And maybe it's another one of those when I finally do sit down and watch it for whatever reason, it'll be fine. But, because of the other movies, it hasn't built up any kind of goodwill to where I give a shit.
I was going to ask you that if you've been impressed at all by any of the films.
I guess I'm impressed by the fact that they got made, but other than that, no.
What
Like,
about
who would have thought that would have been a movie?
I like the first one, but yeah, I feel like the sequel is kind of. It's one of those movies which like they make a sequel to it, it just brings down the first one.
Like, I wasn't a fan of the first one. I wanted to like it, and I tried to force myself to like it. But it just, too many of the story plots got to me. And then as time went on, it was just like, I'm sort of just watching them because, just because they came out that year. It's the same reason I'm watching Hunger Games.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of them, and I can like take or leave the movies, but I feel like just because they're out, I'm like, why not? Why not watch it?
Yeah. How about Jesse Eisenberg? There's a lot of news about that. They're making jokes talking about they wanted to cast Heisenberg, but they ended up getting Eisenberg. That's Luther. That joke that was played out the first few times I said it.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, the one real problem I have with that is their description, or the description I've heard of what Luther's going to look like.
Yeah.
With, like, tattoos, and he's supposed to be, like, a young executive type and shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know about that. Like, maybe because I have sort of a preconceived notion of Luther thanks to the Kurgan playing him for so long. Or, what's his real name? Clancy Brown?
Yeah.
So you expect that. But really, like, in the comics and stuff like that, Luther's always been, he's never fought Superman the way, Zod would fight Superman. He's always an intelligent guy.
Yeah.
So as long as he can pull off sort of like, intelligent businessman, then what the hell's what is there really to be upset about?
Well, he looks old. All the pictures they're putting out online of him, he looks older than that now. He's more chiseled jawed, I guess. And I'm pretty sure he's gonna put on some muscle for the role, just because.
Well, here's the thing: he doesn't have to.
He doesn't have to,
Like,
but I think he wants to put on a little bit of it. Because I think the whole purpose of their version of Lex is a guy who knows how to get around and the business and all. And he's very powerful. He's in the background a lot, the way he's supposed to be in the comic.
But one of the descriptions I read was like he came up from the streets and he fought his way into business, and it's like all that. I don't need any of that. Stop trying to don't make him hip.
Yeah.
I don't need the extreme version of fucking Lex Luthor who drinks Mountain Dew and
Doritos,
eats fucking Slim Jims and shit. Yeah.
Cool Ranch though, only Cool Ranch. You don't fuck with anything else. But I do feel like they're going for a more extreme Lex, and the fact that he built his own empire versus like.
I mean, that's fine. That's how it is in the books, and Superman and like Lex Luthor in the movie, at least Jesse Eisenberg and Henry Cavill, are sort of the same age, so it's not like I think that's cool.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like, I really don't have a problem with it. It's another one of those you just got to wait and see.
Yeah, I feel he's going to do a good job. He's going to be able to pull off the fact that he's not threatening at all, and the fact he could be really threatening. So he can pull off. I think it's a dual role. He has to be, he has to be kind of a dick behind the scenes, but give out the public appearance you can trust him, because he is going to run for president eventually, probably.
One day.
So you can't just be a dick and just, well, maybe you can be a dick all the way to the White House.
Well, I don't know. It's just one of those, like, I don't know. I feel like the only problem I would have is with David Goyer writing the script. He cannot write a script to save his fucking life. And I worry about what they'll have Lex Luthor saying. Like, I feel like Jesse Eisenberg doing his Social Network style acting will be fine. But if they have him in there saying cheesy shit or trying to seem tough when it's just not working, is going to be the downfall of this.
Yeah, I also feel like with David Goyer, his writing is very spotty. It's very spotty. Yeah, and he also wrote Batman before, as we already know. And wasn't he responsible for the last film as well?
Yeah. I mean, not only that, he's been responsible for other, like, bullshit-ass hero movies, superhero movies.
He was solely responsible for Blade, the last one, Trinity.
I believe he was involved in Ghost Rider as well.
Was he?
Wasn't he? I thought he was the screenwriter for Ghost Rider.
Oh, yeah, maybe the first one, yeah. He probably was the screenwriter for that one.
Yeah. And it's just like, this dude doesn't exactly, and even kind of his regular movies don't exactly have a great track record. He's got some hits in there, but I don't know. I just, with lately, I don't know. I don't trust them to write a good screenplay. Like, I wish they would get anybody else in there.
I'm hoping for is I hope Batman doesn't overshadow Superman. We just barely got a fucking Superman. I mean, we had Batman forever, and
I see what you did there.
And I had to stop to laugh. I couldn't say it with a straight face. But we had,
with the Dark Knight Rises, we got Batman and Robin.
Right? So but I feel like we've already had enough Batman films. We don't need another Batman film unless it takes place after Justice League. But
they're like working towards fucking a Justice League movie. Anybody could see that.
Yeah, Wonder Woman being in it. There's rumors of The Rock,
Martian Manhunter. There's rumors of The Rock being John Jones. Yeah. I mean not John Jones. That's the Martian Manhunter.
You're talking about Jon Stewart.
Yeah, from the Daily Show.
There were rumors at one point that fucking Denzel Washington was going to play Lex, which I thought was a really good idea. I can imagine it being a serious fucking Lex. But I don't think people would have liked it, though.
Like, I feel like I don't have a problem with that, but I don't know. I sort of, and maybe it's just me, but I like the idea that they're closer to the same age.
Yeah.
So, I know they're going to have Batman in there as sort of a, this is how a superhero should be, and this is the kind of superhero you are currently, Superman.
Yeah, like you're a fuck up, Superman. That's what you are.
I defeated Bane without destroying the city, goddammit.
Like,
you couldn't defeat, like, one guy. But it's like, I like the idea that they're closer to the same age, so you can see a compare and contrast between the way the two people are.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's mostly up to David Goyer to either make or break this movie for me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Zack Snyder's going to try to do the best he can with what he's given.
Zack Snyder's a visual guy. Like, he can paint a picture, but he can't, write a screenplay. With, like the movies we have seen him sort of write, fucking Sucker Punch, for example. He's not exactly God's gift to writing, but he'll put something interesting on screen to look at, which is why I keep saying, this is for David Goyer to either, make or break.
Yeah. What about Ben Affleck as Batman? A lot of people gave him a lot of shit for that. I actually thought it was perfect casting.
I don't know about perfect casting. I mean, I remember at the time they sort of, who was it that they kept saying? The guy who played the new Old Boy.
Yeah, well, he showed with Old Boy he can't fucking act. I mean, he's good. He's a good actor, but
he is a good. I think it's the script that fucked him over. Well,
no, that was so overacting in that. I mean, I hate to go on a tangent, but that was so fucking seriously overacting in that movie. I mean, clearly you haven't seen that movie yet for you to say that movie he lowered himself a lot to me.
Yeah, but if you've seen like No Country for Old Men and shit, like the guy in the hands of a good director, he can be really good.
Perhaps he used to want to tell him, hey, maybe you're overacting and this is kind of shit. Maybe he tries again. Instead of Spike Lee just saying, well, fuck it, I'll just let you do it and get my paycheck.
I mean, well, we're not talking about Old Boy. That could be a case of the director telling him, I don't really hate Ben Affleck. I think he's good in certain things. I'm hoping it's another one of those cases where we go into the fight, stupid video. Where we go into the movie.
Yes, he's watching fight videos as he's doing this podcast. Let's call it out there for everybody here.
I mean, you didn't have to say it, but because I'm a jock douche, everybody. Can't you tell by my squeaky voice and shit?
Wearing a tap-out shirt.
Yeah, it's got sparkles on it that I added. I added sparkles to it.
Sparkles on the tap-out.
That's how badass I am. But like, I feel like it's just another one of those, like, let's wait and see. I mean, a lot of things do come down to wait and see. And I know, the habit of people on the internet and, people like us is the sort of jump to conclusions.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, sometimes you just kind of have to wait and see. And I'm not saying don't be reserved about what you're seeing and don't kind of be wary of what's going on, which I very much am. It's just, who knows? Maybe it'll turn out for the best. Maybe he'll be a great Batman, and we'll all feel stupid for shitting on him.
Well, I feel like I've heard a couple of things that actually gave me confidence before he even got cast as Batman. I like Kevin Smith. I follow Kevin Smith, and he talks about his friends and shit. Sometimes I think Ben Affleck's not really his friend. I think Ben Affleck kind of just moved on and shit, and like whatever. Like, hey Kev, I remember you, but whatever. And Kev's like, oh, that's my close friend. We've been friends for years, and I hear that Affleck hasn't called him in 3 years or so. But I don't know.
That's neither here nor there.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just guessing. But anyway, deal is Kevin Smith bought Ben Affleck's house. And I know for a fact that Ben Affleck did build some sort of Batcave thing or entrance into a panic room. He's a big Batman fan. And, of course, everyone in Kevin Smith's circle is a big Batman fan and all. And I just feel like since he's such a big fan of Batman and the fact that he's that invested, and I've also heard stories of how the suit looks and the fact that his wife made jokes about if he ever brought the suit home for for the bedroom, he'll probably never take it off. I don't know, I just imagine him just walking around in the suit while filming or trying it on, just brooding everywhere. It's really getting into it.
I mean, it is good to have a fan in the role because they won't, they'll be less likely to betray the character.
Yeah.
Like if they cast me as the Hulk, I'm not going to be like, you know what? I think the Hulk should play with kittens and shit. It's like, no, the Hulk's fucking angry. Like, what the hell?
He only knows how to smash. Is it? Well, basically not that much different for you.
Yeah, well. Damn dogs. But, I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's fine. It's another just wait and see.
Yeah. All right, there's other casting in it. They're actually talking about, God, what's his fucking name? Alfred?
Jeremy Irons?
Yeah. What do you think about that?
Like, Jeremy Irons, I like him in things. I'm sure everybody likes him in at least one movie. He was the voice of Scar from The Lion King.
Yeah, everybody brings that up. They're like, oh, they got Scar to be Alfred.
And it's, compared to some of the other Alfreds we've seen, from the Tim Burton Batman, the latest Batman with Michael Caine.
Yeah.
I feel like Jeremy Irons Jeremy Irons Alfred is going to be more of a, take no shit, kind of no nonsense.
I hope he's not sassy.
Alfred. I don't think he will be. I feel like he'll be the one person who can give Bruce shit, and Bruce will actually listen to it. More of a father figure.
Yeah,
kind of a stern father figure.
He comes off as more of the kind of Alfred who sees his shit.
Yeah, I mean,
you cool?
Like I said earlier with Chris Sims, he had a thing about, why do people keep trying to make Alfred this undercover agent type character, and how it's not really necessary.
Yeah.
And the truth is, it's not really necessary. I do feel like Alfred should kind of be a stern father figure, and he doesn't have to have this history of being a badass to do that. But to have sort of a grizzled dude like fucking Jeremy Irons is perfectly fine for me.
Yeah, I think it's cool. Do you think we really need Alfred in the movie?
Do we need him? No, to be honest with you. I mean, we don't really need Wonder Woman in the movie, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
but it's a nice little addition, and plus, they're not going to have the Nolan type Batman stuff around anymore.
Yeah.
So you might as well establish a new kind of Batman universe.
Yeah, that's true, because he's going to move on to his own movies, which I think it should be after the Justice League, because once everyone else is set up, they can branch them off to do their own thing. Wait a minute, he was a fucking Die Hard villain, wasn't he?
Yeah. He was in With a Vengeance, I believe.
Yeah, he was. I remember that. Simon Says.
Yeah.
But I think it's one of the best ones. It's the only good sequel.
It's the only other good one.
Yeah, I mean, there's no other good sequel to it. I think. Well, there's a slightly okay Live Free, but it's like whatever.
I think Live Free is better than the newer one.
It's definitely one of the new. Have you seen the newer one?
I saw part of it.
Well, that enough would tell you. It's I don't know. Bruce Willis is just fucking off his game.
I think he's just cashing checks.
Yeah, I don't think he cares anymore. He says he doesn't want to do action movies anymore. I think he got typecast, or I think he probably typecast himself because he has the ability to do whatever.
I don't know if the scripts are there for him to do whatever. I mean, the last movie he did against the role or against type is that Wes Anderson movie, Moonrise Kingdom.
Yeah,
and he still played a cop, so he wasn't that far. But he was downgraded. He was kind of a normal dude compared to
John McCain. Yeah,
John McCain. Yes,
John McClane. Actually, he wasn't running for president.
He wasn't.
I would have voted for him.
He wasn't captured by the Vietnamese and held in a bamboo cage or anything.
You see the video of that? He just looks so fucking sad.
No, I gotta say that.
We shouldn't be making fun of him. I'm just saying,
he's fine now.
He's fine. He's perfectly fine. He can live back on it.
He ruined the country enough. I think we're allowed to make fun of him.
All right, Paul Bettany as the Vision. What do you think about that?
I think, clearly they've said that the Vision isn't going to be made by Hank Pym. They've cast an older Hank Pym, which I think is just to get away from anybody saying, we have a Marvel character that's a woman beater.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, it's fine. I would have liked Hank Pym to be in it just so we can get the Wasp. And it would have been a cool dynamic of, husband and wife.
Yeah.
And, Lord knows we need more women on the goddamn Avengers. We got one.
Yeah, she does enough to make up for... I think she's just making up for Iron Man, too. Since Joss Whedon's like a fucking feminist.
I mean, yeah, that's sort of his thing, the strong female character. But you know what? There's other people. They're bringing in Scarlet Witch, for the next one. They could bring in fucking, what do you call it? Janet. Because, apparently they're in talks with the lady who is in The Hobbit, the Smaug, Evangeline Lilly. And they want to bring her in as a female character, but they haven't said who in the Ant-Man movie.
Yeah.
So we might end up getting the Wasp anyways, just, in a weird workaround.
Yeah, who knows? I personally have a problem with it. And I know a lot of people haven't complained or anything. There's not having to be any feedback, negative feedback that I know of.
What do you have a problem?
I don't have a problem with it.
Oh, I thought you said I do have a problem.
No, I don't have a problem with it, but I see everybody... So far, everyone is okay with it. They're like, whatever.
I don't want to say I don't think anyone's a big fan of Ant-Man. He's not, a well-established character the way some of the other ones are.
Yeah.
But I feel this version of Ant-Man is perfectly fine. I'm fine with Scott Lang. And hopefully, his daughter leads us into a Young Avengers movie, which would be awesome.
Yeah.
But Paul Bettany, the Vision, we already know him as the voice of Jarvis. So I think it's fine. I think all they're doing is leading into Stark is going to make the Vision and possibly Ultron. He's not signed up for too many more movies. This could be his, swan song of, I'm going. And, if you're going to get somebody to be the Vision, and storyline-wise, if you're going to go with anything, why not make it Jarvis? People already like him. And you've already taken the aspect away of Jarvis being an actual man and turned him into a robotic voice. Why not, have the dude who's doing the voice?
Yeah, speaking of swan song, I want to move on to one of my favorite characters, Doctor Who. What do you think about Matt Smith? His last performance, the fact that he grew old on Trenzalore.
I think it was cool. It was a cool, we get the entire lifespan of a single Doctor. Which is, I want to say it's something we haven't seen. I haven't seen every episode ever. But I don't recall anybody actually going from, younger guy to old man.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. I mean, it was the best with us wrap up his doctor. You see him progress to like you live his entire life, and you know that he's gonna die on this planet. But of course, the way he did in the 50th anniversary affected that. But it's pretty cool to see him live out his entire life.
Yeah, like I don't know. I sort of wish he had like a going away line the way David Tennant did. But at the same time, you can't force something like that to happen. And his, I'll always remember when the doctor was me, is, good enough. I like it.
Yes. Like it, yeah. Because he didn't want to leave. Just like most doctors don't want to go.
Except for Christopher Eccleston, who probably couldn't wait to leave.
I can't wait to get the fuck out of here.
Take a goddamn leather jacket. It's hot out here.
You know what's funny about that? A little funny story. Paul McGann, right? He originally when they wanted to reboot Doctor Who, he had his head shaved. He has long hair like he does, but he shaved his head for a role after he got cast. And he was going to wear the wig that he ended up wearing until he grew his hair back. But he was trying to convince them. He was like, hey, since I got my head shaved, it's a crew cut anyway. Why don't we just do a doctor with a crew cut and leather jacket? And they're like, that's crazy. Oh,
yeah, I read that.
Yeah.
Did you know one of the other options for the Ninth Doctor was, God, what's his name? He got caught picking up hookers and... Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. God, what is his name?
I can hear you getting messages.
Yeah, I don't know where the hell that came from. Unpopular. God damn it.
Oh, you come out very douchey watching fights and getting messages. You hear the audience? He's just totally just doing whatever the fuck.
And this Jock Bro really does. He knows a lot about comic books for some reason. God, what is his name? He used to be married to Elizabeth Hurley. Hugh Grant. Hugh Grant was originally asked to be the Ninth Doctor.
Really?
Yes. And
I didn't know that. It makes sense though.
Apparently, he turned it down because he didn't think the show would be successful.
Well, he knew what he was talking about at that moment, I guess. Because that particular version of the show wasn't successful. But who knows what would have happened if Hugh Grant was the Doctor?
It would have been weird. Like, I can't see it, but, maybe. I mean, it's hard to typecast who should and should not be the Doctor because they're always different, so who the fuck knows?
Well, I think because he's already known for being a ladies' man, and the Eighth Doctor was the one that was probably going to smash if he hung around long enough.
Eighth Doctor is the only one who never got a companion, unless you go to the audio dramas. But who's got?
Well, he had that. Oh, sorry, he had the companion for one day or one movie, and then he went on to get audio drama.
But he left that without a companion. So was that more of a sidekick or a companion?
I had a feeling that was just the pilot, and he was going to come back during the actual show to pick her up.
Yeah, well, she was no ace. We can all agree to that.
Yeah. But yeah, I just want to touch on that real quick. I also want to talk about something else wrestling related. Let's talk about CM Punk. I heard he walked out of WWE.
Which is odd. I mean, I can understand it, sort of. You're tired of what they're doing with your character. They're not using you. You're... should be in a bigger role, but Triple H is like, well, isn't wrestling me at Mania the biggest thing ever? Like, I can't really do it. I can't. I don't have a big enough nose to pull off a good Triple H impression.
I would try, but I won't embarrass myself.
It's me, the Triple H. But
I got a great Vince McMahon.
You're fired. Like,
it was me, Austin.
Wrestling's fun, isn't it, guys? But I can kind of see that, but on one hand, or two things really. One, it sort of seems petty to just walk out. Like, you're only due till July. Why not give the fans a real send-off to say goodbye and things? And two, if you're in breach of contract like that, are you losing out on money? Like, are you going to not make residuals anymore on, like, movies or merchandise or something? Like, I wonder if he's losing a lot of money because of that.
Well, it's kind of a mess, because what I'm hearing is Vince McMahon wants him back. So, like, he's leaving the door open for him. He's been trying to negotiate with him personally. Whereas Triple H feels he's disrespected, doesn't want him back at all.
Oh, fuck Triple H. He thinks wrestling him is, like, a big deal. Like, nobody cares.
Yeah, like, I hear there's multiple reasons why he was leaving. One of the reasons was he was burnt out, and another reason was he wanted to wrestle in the main event at WrestleMania that year, and then Batista came and just took that shit.
It's
It was like mine.
yeah, I was gonna make a joke, but I'll let it go. But it's like I said, it's understandable. I can see where he's coming from. Like, if you're working at a job and it's terrible, you would just quit that job. Like, it's not unheard of for someone to quit their job. Shit, the president did it. Nixon just got on a plane and flew away, never to be seen again. So it's not unheard of, but at the same time, I feel like, maybe he should have dealt with it a little better. People are saying it's a work, which I wouldn't be mad if it was. Like, I wouldn't be against Punk returning. But, at the same time, I feel like they don't need him right now. Like, maybe in a couple of years. Maybe if they haven't built up any names at all, which looks like is the case now, because all they're doing is bringing back old talent, it would be cool to see CM Punk return. But, I don't know. Like, I honestly think he's probably done.
Yeah, I think he actually left. But I think if this can get him back, they should spin it into a work. Because it's like he already left. They should bring him. They should actually sign him back on, and maybe have him come on and do other stuff, or go to the independent circuit for them. Basically make it to a work, or make it to some kind of angle.
I mean, it would be cool, but I don't want to say I don't see him coming back ever, because apparently Punk is a big wrestling fan in general.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those, like, the way he just left, it seems rather odd. Like, I would have at least put up with it to finish my contract, to let the fans know, hey, I'm leaving. Because, it is sort of a fuck you to the fans, but at the same time, like, are we expected to be on this guy's side? And I don't know.
Yeah. I think he's more like Bret Hart than anything, where it's like Bret Hart takes wrestling so serious, they still shows off his championship belts and stuff. They're like, we just gave it to you, Bret, right?
I feel like I feel like Bret Hart can't go to an indie show, because if like somebody gets attacked and they're not selling the leg the way they should be, he'd just jump over the barricade and like break their leg. Supposed to sell, goddammit. Well, he wouldn't say goddammit because he's Canadian, and they're all
supposed to sell, man.
Yeah. Supposed to sell, guys.
I heard like him and Honky Tonk Man had beef because Honky Tonk Man wouldn't sell his punches.
Really?
Yeah, Bret would punch him and kind of like Bret would connect with him, but then Honky Tonk wouldn't really sell it because he's like, you're not even in me.
Well, I don't know. Honky's kind of from that. Honky's kind of from like an old time of wrestling, where you would actually hit each other. But at the same time, Honky's known for fucking overselling everything. He's a comedy character. Yeah. So that, I don't know. It seems odd that he would do that.
All right. There's this website called my90stv.com. I sent you a link for it. Have you checked it out yet?
I didn't have time. I went on it and kind of clicked around, but I didn't dedicate time to watching commercials and shit.
Yeah, I was digging around watching commercials, and I went to 1996, just digging around, looking for whatever. I stumbled upon a channel that said Hollywood Hogan turns heel. and I'm like, fuck, I gotta watch this. And I watch it. And it's when Hollywood Hulk Hogan comes down and joins the NWO at the leg dropping Macho Man.
Con Hogan?
Yeah, so he comes down, leg drops Macho Man. I think, I forgot who was there. Lex Luger?
Were you Jesse Eisenberg?
I almost said Luthor. Yeah, Jesse Eisenberg was there, with the bionic elbow.
Yeah, because he was in his robot suit.
Yeah, no, like, I forgot exactly who was there, but I remember Macho Man being in the ring and being on the front end of that. And and then watching that whole thing play out, it reminded me so much of why I loved wrestling back in the day, which brings up the WWE Network. Because we get more of that. I actually saw reviews on it, actually.
Already?
Yeah, one review, because, of course it's not out, but they're beta testing it. The reviews, they seem too funny to be made up, but maybe they are made up. One review I saw said that if it wasn't for porn being free, this would be the best thing on the internet.
That sounds too good to be from the WWE. But, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. On one hand, kind of the direction the company is going, I sort of don't want to support their ideas and what they're doing. But on the other hand, it's like, it's such a good ass deal, and I'm less worried about what's going on now that, even you have to commit for 6 months. I feel like in one 6 month chunk, I might be good for like a long while. I might be good for a couple of years fucking the network. And, I can come back to it whenever I want. Or, God forbid they actually do something right. Maybe put a title on Bryan or make fucking Ziggler matter. And I'd want to stick around.
Yeah, you actually want to see, like, for example, I don't watch Raw because I don't have time to watch Raw. So I try to catch it online, and it gets really strict with that now because of the WWE Network. That's a nice way to get to Raw and fast forward to all the bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, I listen to a podcast. That's how I keep up with the wrestling these days. But
yeah,
I don't know. It would seem nice, or it would be nice, I should say, if they actually did something to where they made the product matter, to where I wanted to see it more. And, keep me around for something more than just watching like ECW one night stands and shit. Or, Heat Wave 98.
Or a bunch of, I plan on watching a bunch of WCW Nitro.
Oh, shit. You're going to watch the pinata on a pole match and all that?
I want to watch when the NWO was first coming, and some of the stuff before that with Sting was like blonde hair with the fucking, like Blade Runner makeup.
Or I think it was actually Blade Runner Sting, right? And the Warrior was Blade Runner Rock.
Blade Runner Rock, yeah.
I mean, they have the library to that NWA. I mean, they might throw all that on there.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, they may have a lot of stuff already. They may add stuff eventually after they clean it up.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not really a fan of the newer stuff that's going on. I'm interested in certain things. But I feel like for me, and this is, more of a personal thing, it's not everyone's going to have the same kind of taste. But I'm interested in going back and seeing kind of the people that don't really get a lot of credit. I was a big fan, like Ultimo Dragons and La Parkas and stuff.
Yeah.
And, that was the only time they were on American TV, and this could be my only time of seeing Ultimo Dragon, wrestle Rey Mysterio or something.
Yeah.
But it's like, I feel like at least for the 6 months that they're asking for, you're getting a deal with the pay-per-views, and just the library itself will be worth it, at least for 6 months. I mean, if you're kind of a wrestling fan, I would say at least go for the 6 months. Always keep the option open to fucking cancel your subscription. But, no one has seen everything. I'm sort of a wrestling fan, and I have a big gap of time that I wasn't watching.
Yeah, I wasn't watching when Vince Russo was bringing in a new blood. I was off and on with that.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of that.
Yeah, Perry Saturn in a fucking dress holding a mop.
Oh, you're talking about the Invasion. The new blood was in WCW.
No, actually, no, that did happen No, I was talking about in WCW, yeah.
Yeah, no, because he had left. Blood. He was part of the Radicals, remember? Perry Saturn?
Yeah, he did. But I remember they made him do that, the whole mop or was that in WWE?
That was WWE. Remember Moppy and all that?
Oh, it fucking it blends in.
It does.
But I remember, Vampiro and shit, and then they brought in the same clown posse.
Yeah. Well, WWF also did the same thing.
Yeah. You had the Demon
and RoboCop. No, that was at the same time, but
that was way back.
The Misfits.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Jerry his only match.
Yeah, and his only move. Which I think was like a leg trip.
He did a lot of running off the ropes and like shoulder blocking and stuff.
Oh yeah, I guess Jerry only 2 moves in. He's like Cena with his 5 moves of doom.
But I think it's pretty cool. But I think they're gonna have to step it up for WrestleMania if they want to sell this shit.
I think people are gonna, if you subscribe now because it's after Extreme Rules, you'll get WrestleMania without having to pay for it. And because last year, I believe they made WrestleMania more expensive, like it was $60. Instead of getting WrestleMania on pay-per-view, you can just get the network and get it. You're buying WrestleMania, but you're also getting like everything in the fucking world as well.
Yeah, but the deal with that is like, like let's say like for you for example, right?
Okay.
You love wrestling to a certain point. You're a fan, so you may want to see it just because of all the other stuff, the back catalog. Let's say me, like I love wrestling as well, just like you. But let's say I'm a guy who doesn't really care about the back catalog as much as like the newer stuff or whatever. If WrestleMania is not selling me on this, I'm not buying it. There's a lot of people out there that's going to do that, and
I don't blame you. That's why I was saying earlier that they would have to step up their game as far as their new product. But they have their diehard people who watch Raw and SmackDown and who order the pay-per-views anyways. And I feel like they're kind of guaranteeing, or they're, guaranteeing money in the bank. Am I right? Am I right, man? With just their diehard audience. And wrestling is such a niche product, or niche, I should say, niche product, that it's going to be hard to make new fans.
Yeah.
So, who knows? Like, I feel like it's a good idea for anybody interested in wrestling at all. Even if you kind of just sort of want to get into it, or you're just curious as to what it might be like, I would say go ahead. Maybe not now, because who knows how the network's actually going to behave. But I definitely think it's worth investing, if not at least looking into.
My final question on the show before we end everything. What do you think about the main event as it stands right now? Do you think they could sell the WWE Network with Batista versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania?
No, they cannot. Because the thing is, like, God damn you, bird. Hey, what the fuck? You're doing this on purpose. Hey! Alright. Fuck it.
Fuck it, let's just go.
Hold on. I could do this. Bird be damned. So, the answer is no. I feel like Batista, even though he's been in, Riddick? He was in Riddick recently. He's going to be in a Marvel movie, which will get a lot of attention.
Yeah, Man with the Iron Fist.
He's not a name. Like, to people who aren't in wrestling, he's not a name to where you would actually go out and watch this based on that alone.
Yeah.
If you are a wrestling fan, as we've seen with Royal Rumble, people are tired of seeing Orton doing shit. Like, Orton's character isn't, big enough to where people want to see it. And, the few stars they do have are, they're in there. They're probably worth checking out. But as far as it's concerned now, like, I feel like Brock Undertaker is going to be the main event. And that will be your selling point. Not Randy Orton Batista. Unless, you throw Bryan, or you put Punk comes back and gets in there. Unless you throw a swerve in there where people are suddenly like, holy shit, I gotta actually check this out. Based on those two alone, like, nobody gives a shit. Fucking Batista's only been back like maybe a month total. Yeah. So his character isn't established other than I'm Batista and I'm in movies.
Well, I hear that they already have a triple threat match in like happening at WrestleMania, so they'll want to do a triple threat match with Bryan as well in the main event. So the title will have to change hands in Elimination Chamber.
I would do it. Fuck it. It's going to make people actually, I think one of the things they have to worry about is if they fuck with stuff too much, they're going to get the crowd hijacking the entire show, and you're going to have a WrestleMania full of Daniel Bryan chants and people saying turn this off, and generally just ruining the show because they're giving them a product they don't want to see. They'll probably be respectful of Taker and Brock because those are characters people like, but everybody else is just going to die a death. Yeah.
That's our time after today's show. Don't forget to like us on Facebook. Please check us out, rate, review us on iTunes. We also have Blogspot, jimsmoothiejunk.blogspot.com. We're available on Twitter, Tumblr, and also, what else did I miss? Did I miss anything?
LinkedIn, MySpace.
MySpace. What else? Fucking Squeedoo or whatever.
Pinterest.
I'm going to tell you, Jim. I bid you a good day.